Welcome back to another episode of Furuno Connections. Today, we're covering the chart plotter. We're going to put the different units through the paces and see exactly how we do different things like laying waypoints, routes, and just in general, the user interface, how easy it is to use. So Jack, where are we going out today and what is the best way for us to test these out?
Well, today we're actually going to go hit the Florida Bay. Nice calm waters and a lot of targets out there to be able to track routes and navigate.
All right, okay, excellent. So we've got the crew all together, we're ready to go, let's head out.
Alrighty guys, we're going to be leaving Isla Bella Beach Resort. We're going to be heading to marker 2 that's just off of Moser Channel. So that'll be waypoint 1, route 1. And then we're going to head out here to where it says 11 foot of water. And then we're going to travel the intercoastal, come all the way through here to this marker right here, marker number 19. And then we're going to head into Faro Blanco Resort. So we're going to set 1, 2, 3, 4 waypoints for our route.
So today's chart plotter day, and we're going to go over just how easy the TZtouch 3 user interface is. We've refined it, and I will guarantee you it's the easiest chart plotter to use of all the MFDs we're testing. We're going to show you just how easy it is with some of the keys, some of the route functions, the waypoint functions, boundary functions, different functions that are built in. All I have to do is edge swipe to turn on and off different layers that I want to show, tides, currents, radar overlay. So to start, we're just going to have Captain Jack just put in a simple route for where we're going today. We can adjust it on the fly or change it around later, but you can just get it in there to start, and we can go as we're going along, we can tweak it, make sure it's exactly what you want to do.
Alrighty, Eric, what I'd like to do is build a route. I want to come from Isla Bella to Moser Channel, come through Moser Channel, down the intercoastal, and then into Faro Blanco right there.
Sure.
So I'm going to tap right here where I want to go, hit new route. Then I want to come through the bridge right into here. Then I want to work my way through the intercoastal to right here. And then I want to end up right here at Faro Blanco.
You know, you can leave it just like that, or if you want to tweak it or insert waypoints, now's the time to maybe look and see, you know, am I in the right place? Do I want to touch this and kind of tweak it a little bit? Move it in between those two buoys. And then when you're done, you say end route, because you're in the route build mode. And then leave it there and say done. Go to Faro. All right, that's our route.
And that tells me go to Faro right there.
Then you can either touch the first waypoint in the route or anywhere on the route.
And then hit start nav. Yeah. So now it's going to take me from exactly where the boat is right to my first spot to go to.
Yeah.
And then it'll lead me to my second one, third, and fourth. Right. Ready to get underway?
Yeah, right now we're in north up. I would go course up and zoom out a little bit. And that's how you can follow your route.
Okay, let's go.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Alrighty, Eric, so we're coming out on point 1 of our route. As I get to it, it'll disappear and then direct me to my next point.
That's right, in the route, yep. So as we approach the waypoint right now, we're 130 feet away. As soon as we get within 60 feet,
and that can be changed, can it?
Yeah, we can totally change the arrival circle, yes. So see, that point disappeared. Now we're on the point number 2 in the route. Really pretty simple.
Okay, you ready to go?
Yep, let's rock.
Point 2, here we come.
That's right. Ready to go.
Alrighty, Eric, so we have arrived at our destination right here at Faro Blanco, and we can pull in, and we've arrived safely. And I tell you what, that has never been any more easier than I've experienced in using this system.
That's right. You know, making a route is super simple. We can go tweak the route, we can adjust it, we can add waypoints to it. It's really pretty simple. There's nothing easier on the market when it comes to just pure and simple route navigation.
All right, guys, welcome back. It is now next day. We're doing some more tests, and today is chart plotter day.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is, Captain Jack just told us where all the boats are going to meet up. So we're going to start chart plotter day by putting in a route into System A and getting us over to where all the other boats are, and let's see how easy this is done.
We're going to plot a course to El Faro Blanco. Now, as you can see in the background, we're right by the 7 Mile Bridge. And one thing I noticed after you know, just playing with the unit, I noticed that you actually have to build your course backwards. So from your end point to your start point, which, you know, in my mind, for somebody who might not be familiar with the system, might be a little bit confusing. But you know, I think they have to have this feature so you can have these screens zoomed out and see your end point. So here we are, and I'm going to start at El Faro Blanco, which is right here. And we're gonna click Route 2, and I'm gonna start building our chart backwards. So we're gonna go right here, and obviously this line here is a safe channel. We'll go to Add Turn. We're gonna follow this right here. And as you can see, I'm just putting probably more points in than I need, because obviously along the route you have the ability to, you know, like I said, change that point, cancel that route, and we're gonna, I don't want to make your turn too sharp, so we'll start right there. We're coming in, and we're gonna go to mile marker 2 right there, and I think, Mike, I'm gonna add one more turn. Add turn. So once I feel comfortable and we're done, obviously, you know, everything I see here, I can zoom out on System A and look at all my turns and the depths, and, you know, if I'm comfortable with it, I can just go ahead and click done. And yeah, here we have our course plotted. So,
And one of the other features, guys, System A does offer is a guidance feature to get you from point A to point B. What I noticed, and when I was testing it, so System A offers it, but this particular system out of the box does not have it. It does require, it's an option.
Chart, yeah, certain chart, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what I found in testing all these different units that do offer some type of guidance like that is I find myself, when I'm building a route, that I go back behind the system and check it to make sure it's a legitimate route. And I think any prudent mariner is going to do that, because you know, for me, I like to build my own routes, and the reason is that way that route is exactly where I want it to be. It's within the channel, it's within the area I want it to be in. And you know, Mike, what do you think about, you know, building your own routes versus, you know, guidance feature, something that does it automatically for you? I mean, how would you, is that something you would use in fishing?
Yeah, I think building them is the best way, especially for an area of water that you know real well.
Right.
So you can really map that out how you want to know, to get around certain banks, obstacles, stuff like that. You know, I think if it auto does it, it might tend to put you in something that you shouldn't be running through, just because it's not seeing that.
Right.
And so that's where the benefit of doing it yourself, manually doing it, comes into play.
Right. I mean, you could probably see it in a use of offshore use, like if you're running out to a wreck that's 30 miles out, something like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
100%.
So let's take a look at the route, and you know, Captain Jack gave us the numbers. We're all meeting up at El Faro.
Yep.
And we're going to do some more tests over there. It's you know, a little bit choppy today, so we're going to try to get into a calmer area with a little less wind. And today's chart plotter day, so our plan is to run everybody through all the features of System A just to see what the chart plotter is capable of.
Yep. All right, let's do it. All right, so yeah, we followed the course that we put on System A and made it safely back to Faro Blanco. And you know, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, now when you plot your course on System A, at any time during your, you know, when you're underway, you can go in there and change a turn if you wanted to. Now this isn't, you know, in a scenario if you see a pylon, a target that you want to maneuver around, you could simply go in, click on your route, and click add turn. And see, there you go. And you can move this cursor any which way you want. If you have a route that, you know, put on your System A and you really, really liked it, it worked out really well, you can go ahead and save that route. So how you do that is on the home screen here, you're gonna click on Info. And after Info, you're gonna see a list of icons on your right, and you're gonna go ahead and select User Data. And under that, you're gonna select Route. Now, the route that it was already pre-named was on the top one right here, 0069-Tower QLT. So if I wanted to rename that Faro Blanco, we're gonna go ahead and click on Review and Edit Route. And as you can see here, you can edit turns, you could save it as a boundary, and then you can rename it right here.
And you can also see if it's a route you're not going to use again, this is the place you delete it as well.
Right, correct.
Hi, welcome back guys. We're here with Captain Manny again, and today we're going to talk about chart plotting. You know, the biggest thing with fishing is plotting points, right?
You got to get to your spot.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to take this System B out, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lay out some routes. So let's start out with plotting a point. They've told us where to go, and you know where we're supposed to go. So let's just kind of run through and let's plot in this route, and then we can get underway.
Yeah, so we're going to have 4 different ones. We'll start with the first one where you say right over at this marker here.
Yeah,
so
we're going to go to this first marker here.
Touch the screen.
So you can either press and hold and create a waypoint. It'll come up in the menu. Now we can make new, and then route.
New route. Okay.
Yep. So the first point, I think you have to touch on this guy again, and there's our first waypoint. And then you can go to the second one, which is out there in the 10, 11 feet, I think.
Somewhere around here, he said. Press and hold.
Yeah. I don't think you have to press and hold when you're putting the next point.
Okay.
And then you should be able to draw to the third point.
And then the third point right here.
Yep.
Faro.
Oh, there it goes.
And then
Boy, taking its time, isn't it?
A little bit.
And then the last one is this.
And Faro Blanco right here.
Okay, so there's our route, and then we can hit save. And we can give it a name. So if you want to, you can erase that and give it a name. Okay, so you would push and hold on it, and it comes up with our sidebar menu. So we can go here to Route Furuno because it knows we named it and it knows what it is. If we touch there, it'll give us the option to start it. So if we hit start right now, we can go forward, and it's going to draw a line from where we are now to our first point. So if we follow this line, it'll take us here, and then it'll switch to the rest of the points. So right now, we're ready to go.
Let's do it.
So now that we're out here, we have our route entered in System B, but we figured we'd put it in the TZtouch 3 just to show you how it plots in a route as well. So Manny, let's plot in the same route using the TZtouch 3.
Okay.
So you're just gonna touch on the screen where you want the first point, go new route.
Second stop.
Yep.
Third stop.
Yep.
Fourth stop. And route.
Yep. And that's it.
That's it.
So there we go.
That's beautiful.
So now you can start it by, you touch on the first point. Start nav.
There we go.
So what'd you think of how that plays out in
That's
comparison?
really easy. That's fast and very easy to touch and go. I like that a lot. This one did really well, but this one, amazing.
Well then, now we've got our routes plotted. Let's get moving.
Let's do it.
All right, so we've reached our last waypoint. We're about ready to go into Faro Harbor and meet up with the rest of the fleet. So what did you think running that whole route, getting us here?
Really good. I'm really pleased with both machines. They both did a phenomenal job. But what I like to highlight of the Furuno is it makes the route in between the safe zones, which is the green and the red, so you can navigate safely. Which I noticed this System B did not.
Yeah, your cross
So
track
yeah,
airlines
so as long as
here.
you stay between there, you should be in safe waters. And I like how it keeps you in between those. So
System B does have an auto routing. We're not going to run it because it requires the aftermarket charts to do it. So you have to buy, like, I think the Navionics Platinum Plus or something charts to run the auto routing. So we're not going to do it because it doesn't come with it out of the box. All right, so let's go into Faro Harbor now and let's meet up with the rest of the fleet.
let's do it.
We're out here today on System C, and what we're going to be doing is testing the chart plotter features, going through the ins and the outs of this system here. We're really going to put it to the test, and we're going to see, which system is easiest to use. We're going to let you be the judge of that. So first thing we're going to do, idling out of the harbor here, is we're going to put in a route for where we're going today. But Captain Cam, how do you use routes in your daily life?
Yeah, so I would say day to day, I don't particularly use route features that we'd be talking about today. Now for traveling purposes, something a long range trip, maybe you need to hit a fuel dock, a dock to stay overnight. Building a route is a very good thing. So.
Excellent, excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on the screen here. We're going to show you how to build a route on System C. So we're looking at our screen here on System C. We're idling out of the harbor, and what we're going to do is we're going to move over here to Moser Channel, and we want to put our first waypoint right here by marker 2. So we're going to touch and hold on the screen, and we're going to say build route. So that's going to be the start of our route here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come out here to, we're going to make sure we're following inside the channel, come out right about there, and we're going to say that's where we want our next waypoint. And our end goal is to get to Ferro Blanco Marina, but we want to stay within these two markers here, so we're going to put our third waypoint here, and then we're going to zoom in, get nice and close, and this is Ferro Blanco Marina here. I always personally like to end my route just a little bit outside the harbor. Gives you a chance to get back control of the boat and make sure you get in the harbor safely. So we're going to put our last waypoint right here, and we're going to finish route build. So now I could either follow the route, I could look at my route plan, but for right now, our route's built. We're just going to go ahead and exit until we get out of the harbor. Once we get out of the harbor, we're going to come back to you, and we're going to show you how to follow your route. We're now outside the harbor. We built our route while we were idling out. Now what we want to do is we want to follow our route that we've built. All right, so we're looking at our vessel coming out of the harbor here on System C. We're going to zoom out, and we're going to find our route. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our cursor on the screen right over our first waypoint, and we're going to touch down on it here. And what we want to do is we want to go to more options, and we're going to say follow from here. All right. We are now navigating our route, and what it's going to do is it's going to give us our first waypoint information here, and then we're going to be making our turn to follow the rest of the waypoints in our route. Now, if I wanted to stop that navigation on that route, what I would do is go to my menu. Under navigation, I could then hit the stop button. But now let's say that we started following our route, we had to detour or dodge a crab pot out here in the Keys. We can then also say restart with cross-track error. That is going to restart our approach to our route based on the boat's current location. So as you can see, building a route on System C, starting navigation to that route, and stopping navigation to that route is really not very difficult. One thing to keep in mind is System C does have the ability to do what's called auto guidance when you have the correct Navionics or CMAP chart installed in your machine. So we just got to our last waypoint in our route. We're going to go ahead and acknowledge that we've arrived at our waypoint. Our route was set to bring us over here to Ferro Blanco.
For our building a route test, each of the systems had a slightly different way of doing it. They were all similar in concept, except that System A had you build the route backwards from the final destination to the starting point, where the other three systems built a route from the start to the finish. To build the four-leg route with 4 waypoints, it took TZtouch 3 7 touches. Then to start navigating the route, it took an additional 2 touches. System 8 took 6 touches to build the route, and it automatically started the route when you press done. To save and name the route, you have to go into the menus, where all the other systems save and name when you finish building the route. System B took 9 touches to build the route, and to start navigating the route it took an additional 4 touches. And finally, System C took 7 touches to build the route, and to start navigating it, it took an additional 3 touches.
This is just the first part of the chart plotter shootout, but plotting a route is probably the most important feature of a chart plotter. And even though there was one system that required one less touch than TZtouch 3, the speed of TZtouch 3 made plotting a course that much easier. So overall, all of the MFDs did a great job at building routes. However, if you look at the number of touches along with the responsiveness of the MFD itself, TZtouch 3 performed extremely well in this test. In our next episode, we're going to take a look at waypoints. We're going to look at the characteristics of them, like colors and symbols and names and comments, but we're also going to look at different ways of dropping those waypoints. Plus, we'll show you our new pin code lock and how we are protecting your valuable waypoints. So until next time, navigate safely. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and click on the bell below to get notifications for the next time we release new videos. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.